Hello, 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 everyone. What is going on? James here. And today I am with the Azalator 9000
Hello, everyone.
and Haykill YTP. But what?
Sorry about that.
Oh, well, he's here as well. We're doing today's podcast is going to be about the Cornetto Trilogy. We're going to review all three films. Or the trilogy, as you all know, it's not like the stories aren't linked. It's just three films with a Cornetto shoved in it. So that is the link, really. Let's get into it then. Let's start off with Shaun of the Dead. So before this, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg have been in. Well, they did Space, didn't they? Before Shaun of the Dead, so they were established in that. And I'm sure they've been in some other little things here and there, but I think this was like their first really, really big thing, you know. And the whole of the Cornetto trilogy, especially Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and World's End, to be fair, quite a bit. But no, I don't hear people rave about that as much. They're like cult classics, and they're all very they're all very like parody, like, you know. So let's get into it then. So Shaun of the Dead starts off with Simon Pegg's character. I can't remember his name. What is it, Andy or something?
Oh,
Sean.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. Oh, no. I fell into that as well. It's all right.
You idiots. You absolute mongs.
I give up on my life now.
We're just going to have to leave, James. Goodbye.
I'm quitting YouTube. I'm doing what I'm doing what Gavin Free did when he thought there was lighter fluid. I'm just moving thousands of miles away. That was a disgrace from me.
Yeah.
No. So, Shaun of the Dead. It starts off with Shaun and his roommate Nick Frost, and they're just dossers, really. Shaun's doing the same shit over and over and over again, like a zombie. Everyone is just a zombie in their daily lives, doing their own shit. But Shaun, he's being held back by Nick Frost, and he's just acting like a bit of just immature and daft and doing impersonations of a monkey. But his roommate Pete is trying to say to him, "Listen, lad, you've got to like sort your life out." And he's like, "For goodness sake, Nick Frost!" And he's gonna like hit him, but Simon Pegg's like, "No, no, 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 no." And then he's like, "Fuck's sake." Anyway,
That's like
Simon
halfway
Pegg...
through the film.
No. I swear, in the flat before he's a zombie, he tries to hit Nick Frost, doesn't he?
And then I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets really angry, and then they get up in the morning, and Simon Pegg opens the shower, and he's a zombie, and he has to, close the shower. But Simon Pegg's girlfriend's pissed off. She's like, "You got to do something. You got to do something. Come on." And then what else? Oh yeah, Simon Pegg's like bored at his job, isn't he? Like a manager at a TV place or something. And then this teenager's saying to him like, "What?" He's like, "I don't want to be here forever." And then the teenager's like, "Well, you are, aren't you?" Or like, "Oh, come on, bro, get a life," or whatever. Or like, "What have you done with yourself, really?"
Oh, how old are you? 24? 17. Oh, right.
But so then after that, Simon Pegg gets a call off his stepdad, and doesn't his stepdad have a go at him? And then his girlfriend has a go at him, and then he hangs up on his girlfriend, and he like messes up the date night. So he just goes with Nick Frost, and Nick Frost goes, "Ee!"
Oh, he does that. Yeah, is it a gorilla? Is it Clive? Clive the gorilla. He does.
I don't know.
I was going to do, you know.
Oh, do you want to do your favourite monkey? Do you want to do Clyde? That's class. That's class.
Yeah. So they go home, and then the next day, everything's a zombie, and like, aren't they in a bar? And Nick Frost is telling Simon Pegg stories, and then he's like, "This person had this happen to him. This person's this," and then they're all just zombies in different scenes. That's quite
Yeah. Snake hips strangled his wife. Oh, all right. What about her? Oh, cockicidal maniac. She's done it all. She invented the world's first interactive porn website.
And they're obviously all in later scenes, And they have a like they sing with the zombie, don't they? They're like singing a song, and the zombie goes ah.
Oh, yeah.
They're going no, this isn't the song, but we will and then they're like Wee! And then the next day everyone's a zombie, so they're like shit. And then straight away Shaun is like scared. He doesn't know how to deal with the situation. It's just like he doesn't know how to deal with life, just like how he hasn't had any responsibility yet. He starts, running around and flailing about and like trying to throw shit at the zombie. And doesn't he try and attack it with a tennis ball at one point?
Oh, they throw records as well. That's later on, isn't it? Oh, yeah.
I know it was in their garden, I think. So they don't know how to deal with life because they still act like kids. So they're pretty much just being waste men, really. But this zombie apocalypse, this teaches these two dudes to grow up and get a grip. So, as I've dominated the conversation so far, do you guys have any points you want to make at this point in the story?
I was going to say, isn't it in the bar when they do that?
James, you skipped like 50, you skipped like halfway through the film. You haven't even mentioned any Easter eggs, any hidden meanings. So, yeah, I'm going to let Aaron talk first. And then I'm going to get into the Easter eggs.
James is a zombie. Oh, no. No, I'm only joking. There's that scene in the bar, isn't there, where they're doing, just after the Clive impression, the gorilla. Don't they go through, like, they say, like, a few sentences and it just explains the entire story? Because they say, we're going to have a
bloody...
We'll do this, and this. And then...
Frosty goes... Oh, I don't want to bombard you with cliches, but hey, it's not the end of the world. And the second he says that, the zombie bangs on the door, which is pretty cool.
Really good. That's really good. Smart filmmaking. So what Easter eggs then, Haykill, man? What Easter eggs have I missed, bro?
Well, you didn't even mention it, to be honest, but
okay,
so at the very start, like the first 30 seconds of the film, it's like Simon Pegg, like he's in the bar, isn't he, with like Liz, Ed, he's with like all the people, so he's with like David, the thick blonde idiot, Liz, Ed, and pretty much I forgot the Easter egg, but it's like the thing that the director of the Cornetto Trilogy, Edgar Wright, he always at the very start of the film, he always like sums up the whole film in like the first 5 minutes. It's like I can't remember the scene, but I know there's something in there that Ed says, like when he's on the fruity machine, like when he's just like messing about on the fruity machines. Oh yeah. There's this is something cool as well. Like when Liz is speaking to Shaun, Liz, she's like, oh, I think we should just, and then Ed on the fruity machine says, fuck, and then Liz goes, oh, I think we should just, and then Ed goes, cock it, which is a very cool detail. And about like 10 minutes after that, when Shaun's like, he's walking down the road and he bumps into this woman called Debbie, also one of the zombie apocalypse. He bumps into her, then they start having a conversation. But you can only hear like a little bit of the conversation because Edgar Wright, the director, he's made it so you can hear like ambulances going down the road, like really loud, which symbolizes that the zombie apocalypse has already started before the films even started, pretty much. And so like when Shaun's talking to Debbie, Shaun goes, what, sorry, I can't hear you. And then Debbie goes, oh, are you still with Liz? And then like literally in the background of that shot, you can see people like just falling, dropping, and like the ambulances coming and like putting them in the back of the ambulances, and yeah.
And isn't there like little body bags crawling off as well, or something? Like people wrapped in body bags. And they're like,
Yeah, when Sean he's driving down the road with Ed, like when they're going to Sean's mum's house, to Phil's house, all you can see is just like loads of body bags crawling in the floor, or not in the floor, in the body bags, like crawling out the ambulances, and you can see like the previous characters, like the ones that we were talking about before, like in the bar scene when Ed was talking about these rich, interesting characters. Like you can see all of them, like Snake Hips, for example, the one with the grey hair, and like them like orange Oxford shoes he has. You can see him, for example, just getting mauled. You literally just a fat chunk of his neck getting ripped out by a zombie in his garden.
yeah.
What are you smiling at? You
He just
cheeky
made me
bean.
laugh. It's just like a fat chunk of his neck. I don't know why, but yeah. Anyway,
Oh yeah, and also that bloody coccicidal maniac at the like in the bar scene as well. She's in the pub scene very end of the film. They're all like when Sean's got the Winchester rifle and he's shooting everyone. Like one of the last zombies he shoots is the bloody porn star with the glasses, and then all you see is just a fat bullet just go bang. Right in the forehead.
I mean, isn't Sean's mum the Sarah Jane actress?
No, she's the one who plays.
I don't know.
Is that Harriet something, the Prime Minister of Doctor Who?
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
That's who she was in Doctor Who. I don't know why I thought it was Sarah Jane. Bloody hell.
George is already on Twitter now, insulting you and.
Yeah, how I'm not a true
fan. No, I'm only joking, Josh.
But yeah, so where were we then? So don't they meet up with the blonde lady, Liz, and her partner, who seems a lot like Neil's dad from The Inbetweeners? I don't know why. I just really think it's him. But yeah.
Oh, all right.
Oh, isn't there that thing where...
I don't know what he means by that. I don't know what he means by that.
There's that thing, isn't there, where Nick... Oh, no, I'm skipping ahead a bit, but where Nick Frost completely wrecks their car so he can drive Sean's stepdad's car. He goes, I crashed it. You were still. There's like a little MG thing, and he wanted to go in the Jaguar. It's like, I crashed it, mate. Like, you were perfectly still.
I don't remember that bit, but that sounds amazing.
Oh yeah, speaking of that part, I'm not allowed to say this because I am a man of white skin color, but pretty much Ed he gets out the car and he goes, "What's up, N-words?"
Oh
and,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
Everyone does he really say that?
Stares.
Yeah.
He actually says it, like, he doesn't even bleep out or he doesn't even pretend to say, like, he actually just says the N word, and everyone just stares at him. And like when there's all zombies chasing after him, like they just stop and stare at him, and then it's like, oh come on, get in the car then.
That is that's pretty mad. But yeah, so they go to what's his face's house, his mum's house and his stepdad's house, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm happy to kill Bill Nighy," and then doesn't he gets in the car and then doesn't he have like a heart to heart with him, and he's like, "Look, at the end of the day, I'm only harsh on you because I want you to grow up wise. I don't want you to be like a idiot growing up. You know, I want to raise you. I wanted to raise you properly."
Yeah, because it goes from being quite like a harsh character to quite like emotional, doesn't it? While he's in the back of the car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
and
then
then he dies. Well, he doesn't die. He turns into a zombie, and then Sean's like, "Mum, it's Phil. He's dead." And then like they all get out the car, and then Sean's mum says, "No, he isn't." And then all you can see is the camera just pan to him like scraping his face against the window as a zombie. And then Sean goes, "Oh, that thing in there is not your husband in any way, shape, or form." And then like because the like the music in the car is just blasting really loud, and he crawls to the front of like the car, then he turns the radio off. Because like previously in the car scene he's like "Oh, turn that bloody racket down." And then when he's a zombie, even though he's a zombie, he still turns it off, which I find pretty funny, guys.
That's amazing. The parody in the Cornetto Trilogy is pretty high level with just like little things like that. In reality, like zombie apocalypse, there'd be panicking, there'd be OTT and all that jazz. But in this, they're just sort of like, I don't know, they're acting kind of more realistic, but kind of like jokey and gimmicky, which is good banter in that film, to be fair. But yeah, then they roll up to the pub and they find out his mom's been bitten. And then the Irish guy's like, "Oh, we've got to kill her." And then he's like, "Stop putting that in my fucking mum!"
Sean, we got a fucking shooter. No, that's my mum. No. Well, she's one of them. What's the fucking difference? And then he just has like a little dicky fit, and then he gets up, does like about 10 360s in like a circle, and then he runs over to the window and just like, well, not the window, the door, and just opens the door and just lets all the zombies in. Or literally, he's an idiot. I'm happy he got his guts ripped out. He's a little mong.
Why did he do that for? He was a total bellend, to be fair, but why did he open the door for? What was the point of that?
I don't know. He's just a little mong.
Oh, fair enough then. I mean, he was a bellend, and and why did Liz go running after him? And she was like, "No, no," and then trying again after he got his guts ripped out and his leg ripped out. "No, I gotta get him." Oh. I mean,
sorry, I was just sick.
fair enough.
Jeez.
So anyway, the dude gets his guts ripped out, and then they're like, "Don't stop me! Don't stop me! Don't stop me!" With the cricket, with the snooker pucks or whatever it was, snooker sticks, or pool sticks. Sorry.
And then they start chucking darts at him. And then Liz misses and literally just lobs a dart at Sean's temple, and he's like, "Ah!"
Yeah. And but they're getting overran, and Nick Frost is just dicking around. He's like, "What was he? Was he saying, 'Take my photo, take my photo,' or something?" Or like messing around with that big guy. What's his name? Pete. And then Pete and the other person bite him, and then he's like, "No." And then they run down to the basement, and just like at the start, he says, "I'm sorry." For what? And
I stopped doing it when you stop laughing.
But anyway, so they get on the machine, they get on this lift thing, and they're like, "Goodbye." And doesn't he say, "I love you, Ed"? And he's like, "That's gay." And then they're going up. Then they're going up the lift, and then they get back to the surface, and then they're like,
yeah,
"Fuck."
no, that's that joke's already happened previously in the film. That joke's like a reoccurring joke, like
yeah, the fart joke, yeah.
Well, no, Sean goes to Liz. But I love her, Ed. And then Ed goes, "All right, gay."
But it goes. So they go up there, and then all the soldiers roll up and fuck up all the zombies, and then Ed's living with his girlfriend. Not Ed. Sean's living with his girlfriend, and he's got an all right life. But he's still in the shed, and it's like Sean can't let go of Ed. Really, he can't let go of that immature side of him. It's always going to be there. and all the people, as you see on the TV, they're all still living as zombies, doing their own mundane things over and over and over again. Society.
Yeah, Sean goes into the shed and starts playing bloody Tomb Raider 2 on the PS2 with Ed, and then he tries to bite him, and he just goes, "No, Ed, stop."
Pretty witty banter. Overall, though, I'd say Shaun of the Dead is pretty damn amazing. Probably like a 9.5 out of 10. Pretty banterous parody. Did zombies bite people in previous films, like before this?
Yeah.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
I mean, most of the time they did, because that's how they passed it on, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought the zombies just like crowded people, then the other people turned into zombies.
Oh,
That's what I thought. What
yeah,
happened? Did people get bitten 28 days later then?
I'm fairly sure they did.
Ah, okay. Never mind then. But yeah, pretty great film overall. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I mean,
to be fair, Shaun of the Dead's it's a sick film. Not just like the first time you watch it, you find the film funny. Like you find it funny and you find it a bit sad towards the end. But like the more you watch it, you like just start to pick up on like all of the jokes, the reoccurring jokes, the hidden meanings, the Easter eggs, like the visual comedy, and like just like the visual jokes as well, which don't even have to be portrayed with audio. You can just see them on the shot, which is which is pretty good. But I know this is a bit off topic, but in Shaun of the Dead, there's like a part. There's have any of you seen it when Sean or Ed, I don't know which one it is, is like flicking through the TV channels. You know that one, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's like the news reporter guy. Like when he's flicking through the channels, he's like making like a sentence with each channel. Oh, people in London are currently being eaten alive. People are saying that there is terror on the streets of London, which is a song by the Smiths, which are a very sexy band. But yeah, just like that. Edgar Wright, genius director. He's also done like other films after like the Cornetto Trilogy, like he didn't do Paul. That was a different director. He did Baby Driver, I think. Yeah. He did Baby Driver. And I think he I don't know what the film's called, but I've seen like a few scenes of it.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yes, that's it. And I checked that one out like the other day, and like when you're looking at an Edgar Wright film, you know that it's been directed by him just by like the way the movie's been edited. He probably gets like the same editors to edit his films. Like you can tell like the way it's been edited, like all of like the fast quick cuts and the fast paced comedy and like the fast paced and just like the fast paced rhythm of the film. With like all the visual effects with like all the lights shining on the girl in the film. And like it's just like when you see an Edgar Wright film, you know it's been directed by Edgar Wright. Like when I first watched the film called Snatch, like the other week, I thought it was directed by Edgar Wright. Like I had to like search it up, like on my laptop.
Yeah, it was Guy Ritchie.
Who directed Snatch? Yeah, like I thought it might have been directed by Edgar Wright just because like all the jokes or like the jokes are fast paced. It takes like a few times. Like you watch the film each time, and then you start to pick up different jokes now and again. And like especially the part where there's that guy, like who's that American that comes all the way that comes all the way to the UK, and like it always shows that fast cut of him like taking a sip of his drink putting his passport in like the box, and that's a reoccurring joke throughout the film. And at the very, very end of the film, he's like with like that dog that takes, I don't know what it is, like that dog takes a ring of his, or like a bit of jewelry, and then Jason Statham, one of the main characters in it, goes, oh, I think we know someone who might be interested in this. And then it just cuts to him like taking a shot of whiskey, and then putting his passport in the box, which I found funny at the very end. But yeah, sorry about that. My mind done on a little tangent then, but yes, yeah, Shaun of the Dead, 10 out of 10, very good film. Even to this day, I still watch it. But I first watched it when I was like 6. But yeah, very good film, very good film.
Aaron, what would you give it?
Yeah, I'll probably give it like a 9, because it mixes both horror and comedy together very well. And as you said, you can watch it multiple times and still pick up on new things. And if you watch the later movies, although they're not related in story, you can see a lot of those running jokes like come back through, which is always good to do when you're watching something back.
Yeah, I mean it is just it's got the horror, the comedy, the action. It's great parody, because most parody films aren't really that good because they're focused too much on making jokes and taking the mick out of the genre instead of actually trying to do its own story while simultaneously taking the mick out of the genre. And yeah, it's a good parody. I mean, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg's characters aren't the generic hardened zombie survivors. They're just jokers, really, aren't they? So,
Yeah.
I guess we can
Pardon
move on.
me.
I guess we can move on to Hot Fuzz then. So, Hot Fuzz is another Edgar Wright film, second part of the Cornetto Trilogy. Cheeky blue Cornetto in this one, which I at first I was like, why have they got a blue Cornetto? I was like, because like the blue blood is in World's End, but well, you said, Aaron, to me earlier that not on the podcast, but like way before that what's it called? That it's obviously the police colour, and then the green in World's End is just, I don't know, the countryside town. I don't know.
Yeah, because Nick Frost said he didn't know why. No, he said it relates to a movie or something, but no one's too sure why. But...
no, it relates to a movie called Little Green Men, and the color green. The color green also connotes to like what James said before, the countryside, and also science fiction, the genre. So yeah.
So anyway, on to the cheeky plot. It's about this geezer called Nicholas Angel. Remembering the name this time, thank goodness.
It's not Mr. Fuzz. No.
Yeah. He's a workaholic in London, absolutely loves being in the police, just, he doesn't really have a life outside of work. Outside of work, he's always thinking of work. And then his 3 gaffers say to him, well, it's one gaffer at first, and then the second gaffer comes in and says the exact same thing. Then the third gaffer comes in and says the exact same thing. And then Nicholas Angel is off to the countryside.
Oh yeah, I said that in the previous episode, the previous Cornetto Trilogy we tried to record, but we failed because George has been a little naughty boy.
Pretty much, sadly, yeah. So he goes off to the countryside, and the people are acting slightly odd. But Simon Pegg's like, oh, you know what, it's whatever. But straight away, we show that
everyone knows his name. Literally every person he bumps into, they're like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Angel. Oh, hello, officer." And then like at first he's like a bit freaked out, and then like when he goes to the police station, he's like, "Oh, let's see your riot gear." And then he opens the riot the riot room, and it's just empty, and you can see like a little rat run, like a little mouse run past. But right, I might have said this before on the previous Cornetto thing we tried to record. If all three of these films are connected in one way, and I'm now going to tell you why they're connected. So with Shaun of the Dead, right? The town whatever town it is in Shaun of the Dead, it's riddled with zombies. The second one, Hot Fuzz, is riddled with like all these people that are in this cult that want to kill Nicholas Angel. And this third one is a bunch of robots full of blue stuff. So it's like all three of the films are connected with like some sort of like apocalyptic little vibe about it.
Yeah, bang on the money. But yeah, he's like so obsessed with work that straight away he's like, "Where's your ID?" And they don't have ID, and he's like, "Out, out, 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 out!" And do you remember you said on the last one we tried to record, you said exactly what the people said. Like, wasn't the one like, and then he said, "Get out!"
Oh yeah. Oh, no. Show me your ID. Oh, when were you born? Oh no. When's your birthday? Oh no. He goes, when's your birthday? Oh, the 12th. What year? Every year. Out. And then he goes to this like 14-year-old, and he's like, "Oh, show me. Oh, when were you born?" And then he goes, and then like previously, like before that, you like when he looks at that kid, with the braces, he's like when the kid smiles, like this effect's also been like done like loads of times in Edgar Wright films. Like you can see like a big beam of light shining on Nicholas Angel because braces,
Yeah,
metal, and reflections. So which is a pretty cool detail. And it also brings the comedy side to it. And oh yeah, and then and then when he takes them all to the precinct, he writes all the things down, and then one of them's called like Mr. Cock or something, and then like you can see Nicholas Angel writing the word cock, and then like it's a little Easter egg, because cock jokes, PP jokes, but it's like a 3 second. It has like 0.5 seconds of like screen time, so it's very very hard to notice. But knowing me, an absolute film nerd,
you're a bit quiet, man.
By frame because it all happened. Sorry, bloody hell.
Oh, anyway,
it's too quiet now.
Yeah, totally silenced. I mean, they get killed in brutal ways, don't they? These people in the village. These people in the village are just absolute utter loons. Timothy Dalton is good. Like, obviously, you can tell that he's just the villain straight away. He's just funny. Like, he's just conniving, sneaky. And I was very surprised that Nick Frost's dad Slater was in on it, though. I'm very surprised he was in on the gig, and he's just part of this crazy village cult. But then it builds everything up because obviously it's Simon Pegg against the world, really, isn't it? He's got to take on a lot of the village because they're all just a bunch of loons who are in on this whole thing. Because at first you think, oh, it's one killer, it's just one killer. But then the other killers are just so, like, in the scene, wasn't one of them running, and then he was like a ridiculous length away, and you think, so that
he jumps that little hole in the hedge, and then he's like the other side of the field.
Yeah. So, it just really makes it feel like shit. Nicholas Angel's against the world, but at the end of the day, he cares so much about his job. He cares so much about, serving and protecting and earning respect. He's just going to go for it anyway. And it's cool how Nick Frost's character was, who do I stick, whose side am I on? My dad's side or bloody my mate's side? And it's cool how they're both. Nicholas Frost's character teaches Angel to like try and have a good time, but Angel teaches Frost, bro, you've got to take your job more seriously instead of farting about all the time. What are you playing at, you know?
Yeah, because in any of the other films, there's not anything like that. Is there where I don't think there is, where a parent is like, oh no, there is in the first one, where they have to make a decision based around the parents, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And he's sort of like, there's a good trope to use in movies to show that a character is like progressed and matured.
Yeah. It's quite funny that the rest of the police don't listen to anything Simon Pegg's saying and they're just absolute dickheads to him. And that makes everything seem even more against him and you root for him even more.
Oh, and they say that people getting murdered. Oh, it's just...
Oh, yeah. Wait. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is this thing working?
Yeah.
Right. So... Alright, hang on. Right, Wait. Is this loud? Is this loud enough?
Yeah, it sounds fine, man, now.
Right. There's like one funny part in the film where they're all at the bar. Them two like detective people I don't know their names, but they're twins. And like one of them takes a sip of beer, and he gets like a bit of froth on his mustache, and then Simon Pegg goes, "You have a mustache," and then he goes, "I know." that's like a pretty funny joke. I laughed out loud to that.
Yeah. So yeah, right. So do you want to talk about a load of Easter eggs as you guys, well, pay the most attention to it, I'm guessing?
Yeah, film. Oh, wait, have we said how the movie ends?
No, not yet, but I thought you guys could say like the Easter eggs first before going to the ending.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head here. I know that because the whole movie's based, like it's meant to be like some weird take on like action shows and the typical cop movie where everything blows up. And there's all those like very quick action scenes of when he's just doing very mundane tasks like getting on a train. And it's like all this fast paced like cuts and he's going all along the country and he's just on the train.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's I wouldn't call that an Easter egg, it's just more of like a jab at some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've forgotten some of the other ones, to be honest.
To add to the thing you was mentioning about like the parody aspect of how over the top some action films can be, like with some as mundane as going on a train and then making that over the top and crazy. That is basically the whole film in general. Like if the film was serious and there wasn't any jokes, it'd be weird. But because the film's so banterous and it's parodying stuff, but as I said, it's the same with Shaun of the Dead. It's having fun with the parody at the end of the day. It's having a bit of a laugh with it and trying to just stand out as something different instead of just another generic action film, Because
it goes from being like really funny, like they're like, is it when they're at a tombola and you just go like, it's 3 p.m. I need to get there, and then that thing, like I don't know what it's called, but it's the top of the steeple bit on a church and it lands on the guy. That is really gruesome, and then it goes back to just being comedy after that.
Yeah, that was mad.
And then there's that. It's that scene where I don't know the actor's name, but that guy who can't speak and he goes like,
Oh, he's in Harry Potter. He's bloody. What's his name, Mr. Felch in Harry Potter, like the gatekeeper, the person, the caretaker, like the person who takes care of the grounds and that.
He's the first Doctor as well, isn't he? Now, like he plays.
Oh no, and he's in the World's End. He's in the World's End.
Yeah. I was going to say he's
in the World's End as well.
Yeah. No, hold on. So that old man who was the first Doctor is in
No. He's. I'm not trying to make it too weird, but whenever they need the first Doctor to show up in Doctor Who now, they used him.
Okay, the Yarp
Yeah.
guy is somebody else. The Yarp guy is like some Irish guy who was in Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Played the Hound.
Oh, because I have a translator for the translator for a translator, don't they? No, they have two translators because I have Nick Frost, the Yarp guy, and then the other guy.
Yeah. Rory McCann, that's it. Oh, yeah, but you are right. David Bradley was in it as well. Yeah, you're right, yeah. Fair play, lads. Fair play.
I know we're talking about Hot Fuzz, but in the World's End, like
Oh, yeah, he was the weapons guy. Fuck. Sorry.
in the World's End, like Pete. I don't know which which character it is in the World's End, but like one of them says something that Basil says like don't ask me, and then whatever, and then like he asks him whatever he says, and then he goes, I told you not to ask me that, and then like Pete turns around. And then he's like, wait, Basil, where have you gone? And then all you can hear is his voice. Don't ask me that. And then he just vanishes. You don't see him for the rest of the film then. Well, no, you do. You see him at the very end, where it like shows all like the characters, like all the aliens, like or like the clones and that. But he's not a clone. He's like an actual person that's like snuck down there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, when they're in the underground rocket bit, and he's like, "I told you not to ask," and then he just goes again. Or like, oh yeah, I forgot what he says.
Yeah.
But I know he just vanishes at the end.
But yeah, so I was just going to say though, with Hot Fuzz though, the shop action scene was amazing, and the final action scene was pretty great as well. And Timothy Dalton getting the thing in his chin and going, arr, arr. That was pretty banterous. And then you think, what's his face got killed, but he didn't get killed. And all's well that ends well. A very happy ending for once.
Apart from everyone in the town's dead, pretty much.
They're dead or arrested. They're dead or arrested, sadly. But at least Nicholas. So what does Nicholas Angel do? Does he become a sheriff of that town at the end, or does he just go back to London? Or
I can't remember what happens in the end. I don't think I've actually watched to like the very, very end.
Okay, fair enough.
I can't remember.
Fair enough.
Oh, I was going to say that the one good thing about Hot Fuzz, they have Summerfields in it, the shop. They're not around anymore, I don't think.
Okay.
Such a random thing to bring up there, yeah.
Cheeky Easter egg. Well, honestly though, I will give this a 10 out of 10. Actually, I do give it a 10 out of 10 because this film is just class, man. It's just really well done, really well shot, edited, amazing action, great characters, great parody. It just seems like one of the best films ever, really.
Yeah, in my opinion, Hot Fuzz is the worst one out of all three of them. But we forgot to like mention that there's like one joke that happens in like all three of the films. It's like the fence joke, where like in the first one, Shaun of the Dead, he like jumps over the fence, but he fails. Second one, he does because he's a cop. And in the third one, he misses. He completely misses the fence because he's bloody pissed off his head. He's had like 12 pints. But oh yeah, I've just thought of an Easter egg in Hot Fuzz now. There's like a scene where Nick Frost and Simon Pegg they go to a shop. Like Nick Frost's like he ends up like looking for a DVD. He's looking around the shop for a DVD, and like he picks Bad Boys 2 up, and then like he drops it, and then like for a split second you can see that underneath the Bad Boys DVD was Shaun of the Dead. So like there's like Shaun of the Dead in the shop, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Hot Fuzz, in my opinion, out of all three, is the worst one. I find it just boring. Like it's not even funny.
Like it at all, then?
Like my favorite is The World's End.
What would you give
funnier
still, though?
and the jokes. the jokes are funnier.
What would you give Hot Fuzz still in?
I give Hot Fuzz 4 out of 10.
Really? Jesus. Aaron, what would you give it then?
I'd probably give it. I'm not too sure because I think that and Shaun of the Dead they're both good, but they're better in some aspects than the other. I'm not too sure. I'd probably just give like a 9. I think.
Fair enough. Now on to the cheeky World's End. So this follows a few geezers who had a laugh in secondary school, and they were doing like the World's End, well, the pub crawl all the way to the World's End. How many was it? 13 pubs or 12 pubs or something?
13, I think.
And they all have like all their names are to do with like medieval stuff. I can't remember exactly what they were, but they all relate to medieval stuff. And Gary King is the king, that's obvious, and they're all following him all the time. He's leading the way 24/7, and he's going head first into a load of bollocks.
No, all the pub names, bloody hell, all names, they're actually linked to what happens in the pubs. So like the first one, it's called something like the first blood or something. I don't know. So it's like the first pub. Nothing happens in it, and like the second one is called the Old Familiar because this like the Old Familiar, the pub is literally identical to the first pub, which is a pretty good detail because they all walk in the second pub and they were like they all say deja vu. I swear we've been here before. Well, yeah, technically they did because it's literally identical to the first pub. There's one called the Trusty Servant, which the Trusty Servant. The reason why it's called that is because in that pub is where they meet what's he called, the Reverend Green, the one who deals weed to Gary, and the thing is that the reason why it's called the Trusty Servant is because that Reverend Green, he got a job and now he's working for the robots. He pretty much sold his soul to the robots, and now he's working for them. But he's not a robot; he's a human. He's like so like the robots are getting humans to work from undercover. There's also one called the Famous Cock, which is the one where Gary King is bad, and there's pictures of him everywhere, saying that he's been bad. Hence why it's called the Famous Cock. What else? I can't think of any other names. But if you type up the names on Google and if you like look at the scenes of what happens in the pubs, then like if you connect the name with what happens in the pub, then it becomes a pattern with each like film, not film, pub. Yeah, but yeah, that's a pretty good detail.
Fairs. I think that's cool about the film though is how it starts off a bit like a generic 90s film, like, oh, it was the 90s and we were doing all this cool stuff, but then all the other characters are grown up, but Simon Pegg is just still stuck in the past. He's in that weird long coat and he's trying to get the band back together, but there's intrigue straight away when he sees Nick Frost, and Nick Frost is like, oh, I don't drink anymore because of you, 16 years I haven't drunk. But then obviously Simon Pegg convinces him to come by saying, oh, my mum died. And then he's like, oh, I'll come then. But then afterwards, well, a bit awkward. But with what happens, it's a good twist though, the way it actually, yeah, that I know I'm skipping a bit ahead, but it is cool how like his mum's actually fine. And he's like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then the confrontation starts just as like, after the robots start fighting Simon Pegg. I found that pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, and also what you said before in that fight scene in the pub where they're all fighting, like Peter, James. I think you have him as your profile picture on StreamYard, but he sneaks into the toilets when they're all fighting, and then pretty much Martin Freeman, like the one, the Well, like he looks like a real estate agent, the one who has like the earpiece on his ear.
Yeah,
He goes, he goes, like when the fight's over, they all go, like Martin Freeman, he goes, WTF, Gary, WTF, and then Gary goes, what? And then Gary goes, what the fuck does WTF mean? And then Pete comes out of the toilet and he goes, what the fuck? Like that blows my mind with Edgar Wright's directing. It's genius because he goes WTF, and then Gary goes, what the fuck? Because it means what the fuck? What the fuck does WTF mean? And then Pete comes out of the toilet and he literally tells him, he goes, what the fuck? Which yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. He's Edgar Wright's just an overall genius director, but he doesn't make a lot of films anymore. I don't think. I think he's like stopped making films, when I think he shouldn't. He should keep on making more films. But yeah,
it is a hard graft making films. I mean, Tarantino, he said once he's done his 10th, he's just done. He's just going to write all the time after that. So hopefully Edgar Wright keeps writing, or maybe he can like co-direct stuff. I don't know. I mean, he's a pretty great director, so it would be sick to see him do more stuff, as you say. But yeah. So to be honest, though, oh wait, what was that car? Isn't he like this is the best car in the world? Then it's just a bag of shit. I can't remember exactly what he said.
Oh, it's I forgot the name of it. But he's like, oh, this looks like the exact same car I sold you in 1980 something. He says, this is the same car. But he said, but it's like the weird thing with like, was it only Falls and Horses with Trigger's broom? When he says, oh, I've had the engine replaced, I've had wheels, suspension, brakes,
But it's still the same car. It's still the same broom. I've had the same broom for 20 years. But that was pretty witty banter. They all bounce off each other really well. I thought the stuff when they was just going to each pub, I don't know why, but when I watched it, I just found that like amazing. But I knew there was going to be a weird twist coming. And then when they started fighting the robots, at first I was like, ugh. But then afterwards I was like, man, this is really good. And it was really interesting. And then by the end, I was just sort of like, the world gets destroyed, really? I don't know. But
when they're all going to the pubs, like another funny joke that like their sixth pub in, so like I don't know, it's like the eighth pub. They're all like a bit drunk. So like it's like the one where like Nick Frost goes, right, drink up, let's boo boo. And then the song bloody Whiskey Bar from the Doors starts playing, and then all you hear is like dim 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 dim, and then it literally just cuts to like Simon Pegg saying, we're just five friends on a night out having a good time, and then it's like and then all five of them are just like walking like right next to each other in like perfect synchronization, just like walking down the road, and then like all the robots are like staring at them, and then like the song's playing in the background. Don't show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, down that's why. That's pretty funny. It's probably only me that finds that funny because I listen to the Doors, like the band who made that song. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I also found it funny when Nick Frost, like he goes all about saying, oh, I'm not drinking, you'll give me a tap water, and then like the eighth pub in, like no, the seventh pub, like he decides he just goes, oh, you know what, I can't be asked, and then he just takes like 5 shots in a row, just like boom, shot, and then Gary King goes, well, that evens the odds, doesn't it? And then
I mean, after 16 years of not drinking, how did he pull that off? I mean, one of mine and Aaron's friends, he was like, I'm gonna try a whiskey, and he just went, and then he went, and then went off to the toilet. And then he did it. He did it 2 weeks later.
And then, bear in mind, this is publicly in Wetherspoons.
Oh yeah, this was like 10 times worse because at least at this was like at a local pub which wasn't that big, but the Witherspoons is like obviously every Witherspoons is pretty massive. So I said, don't do it, bro. Please don't do it.
Because I ordered him it, didn't I?
Yeah, I was like, don't do this.
Just a little double one.
Oh, it was a double one, was it?
No, I had a double here, the single action
Oh,
thing.
for you, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Man. Anyway, he...
Because me and he did it at the same time, didn't we?
Just drink it a bit at a time, bro. Drink it a bit at a time. And he was like, no. And then he just went into the drink and kept spitting in the drink. And it was like the most mental thing ever. I was
remember what he did after, which I don't know if you want to say or not.
Oh, basically, this same person. I don't want to say his name because it is personal, sort of a personal story. I don't think he'd mind. But basically, I was sitting at the table, and Aaron and the other guy went to the toilet.
I thought you were going to say something else, but yeah, just keep saying.
Oh, and basically, what happened was they told me about it afterwards. So they got back, and Aaron was like, "X person nearly got us killed." And I was like, "What the hell?" And then Aaron said, "Yeah, he went in the cubicle. We was both in separate cubicles, and he kept going, ah! And then,
what the fuck?
And then the other guy said, "Mate, learn to fucking piss!" And then he went,
yeah.
And
then I was just like, "Oh, I'm leaving him." So then I just walked out, and I thought, if this person dies, he dies. It's not on me. And then he just came down.
As much as he's a great friend, it's like, imagine if your friend just went away from you and punched Mike Tyson in the face. If Mike Tyson tried to beat him up, try and die for your friend if it's a good friend. But
it's just like that scene in American Psycho where they're all in like different cubicles, and like Patrick Bateman like one cubicle with his mate, and then like they're all shouting at each other, and then like one guy peeks his head over the cubicle and he goes, "Guys, shut up! I'm trying to do drugs."
I mean, thankfully it wasn't that weird, but yeah, it's like, imagine if, as I say, if Mike Tyson started on your squad, die, go out on the sword, or try to de-escalate it, and if he gives you no choice, go out on the sword. But if your mate walks up to Mike Tyson and punches him first, I'm sorry, leg it, because they brought that on themselves. I'm so sorry, but they've brought that on themselves.
Like Tyson, he's an old washed up idiot. He's got bloody 30% of his brain is bloody brain damaged. He's not going to do anything, isn't he? The only thing he's going to do is slip.
Haykill's out of here. I'm so sorry. That was the most casual boxing talk I've ever heard in the history of the universe. Before I let Haykill back in, I've got to tell you all. Mike, look up. No, I'll let him back in. No, Haykill, bro. Mike Tyson on the pads is killer. And he's a big, strong, deadly guy, and he didn't take that much damage, really. He won a lot of his fights.
Years ago, yeah. Now, oh my.
He hits really hard and fast, but I mean, I would not go in the attitude.
No. And plus, if he's in a pub, he's probably had like a few number 12s, hasn't he? Like bloody Conor McGregor. And
number 12, kill all this whiskey. Mate,
he's gonna be drunk, so to bloody beat Mike Tyson, it's not gonna be hard, like, because like I said, 30% of his brain doesn't even work. So
I think, well, if you got that information, that's probably from the weed that he has every day and the mushrooms that he eats all the time, the drug mushrooms.
No, because he's been punched in the head that many times throughout his career. His boxing
he didn't get hit that much, bro. He didn't get hit that much if you watch his fights.
So,
Haykill, I can't hear you that well.
Oh, bollocks!
But anyway, back to World's End. It's cool, right? How he. King, Andy. It is Andy King, isn't it? Or am I getting that wrong again?
Think so.
Gary King.
Gary King. I'm a retard. I'm a mong.
I think the character for Nick Frost is called Andy Knightley or Andy Whitley or something.
Yeah. Anyway, I think his character's really interesting because he's clinging on to the past, and Nick Frost is like, "What the hell are you doing this for? Look at what's going on." He's like, "It's because it's all I have." And he's like, "Man, all he wanted was to complete the bloody pub crawl. Then what?" But then they go down that weird area, and then that robot alien's like, "Well, you can merge with us and become a robot alien." And then they're like, "Fuck no." And he's like, "Oh, fuck you all then." And then he blows up the world. And then there's
and then Gary King goes like, the robot goes, "Oh, what do you want from what do you want?" And then Gary King goes, "I just want to live." And then it just goes quiet. And then the robot goes, "Oh, oh, oh, oh," and then he just like stops, and then like all the robots die, I think, or the bomb goes off. But what I find funny in the World's End at the very start is that Simon Pegg, he goes, "5 lagers, please," and then Nick Frost, he goes, no, 4 lagers and the tap water, please. And then it does like that quick cut, that Edgar Wright style quick cut of like all the drinks filling up, and then like it goes boom, 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 boom 4 times, and at the very last one it just like does like a little of the tap water, and then like when they're all drinking the bloody Heinekens, next minute or like you can see like Nick Frost drinking his tap water, and then you can see Gary King like slowly come into frame, and then like he says, he just stares at Nick Frost and he goes, "Unbelievable."
Fairs. But yeah, I mean, I personally wasn't a fan of the ending though. I thought the ending was a bit, I don't know, just a bit like Gary King runs off and he goes off with a bunch of versions of his friends as they was young. It just seems a bit odd, and then it just ends because they're outcasts like him, and then that's the end. I mean, it just seems a bit like, man, like they haven't changed or grown or anything. They're still the same as there was at the start. Apart from Nick Frost, I suppose he's a bit different. He's doing more. Well, actually, no, not really. He's still the same that he was. He's probably thought, "Oh, Gary King, what a fucking idiot!" and then you see Gary King with the people in the bar, and he looks like Mad Max, and then he starts a fight, and that's the end.
Oh yeah, and at the start when he meets like so like when they get in like all their friends, like the group back together, he goes to his mate. I'm not sure what his name is, but he goes, "Oh, so have you had any lady action?" And then he goes, "Oh, I'm currently seeing a fitness instructor. She's 24." And then you can see Gary King going, "Pedophile." "Oh, I'm seeing a fitness instructor. Oh, she's 24. Pedophile." But
Hunter.
oh yeah, there's like the classic Edgar Wright reoccurring jokes happen in the World's End as well. Where at the start, when he's talking to Martin Freeman, the real the estate agent, he goes, I want to get the band back on the bike," and then Martin Freeman goes, "Oh, whose bike? Whose bike?" And then Gary King goes, "You know, the bike." And then Martin Freeman goes, "I'm lost." But later on in the film, the same thing happens, but it's switched. It's not Martin Freeman the one who goes, "I'm lost." It's Gary King. It's just the classic Edgar Wright recurring jokes, which give the film just a bit of comedy and a bit of spice.
Mm-hmm. All right then, ratings then. I'd give it a 9. Yeah, just a 9 probably. What would you guys
10 out of 10. 11 out of 10.
Is it like your number 1 film of all time then?
Yeah.
Fair play.
I'd probably give it maybe like an 8. In my opinion. Still good, but not as good as the others, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What? Shaun of the Dead, shit. Hot Fuzz was boring. No story to it. The World's End's actually funny. It's got funny jokes.
Humour is very subjective, lad. But yeah, that's the Cornetto Trilogy, everyone. So on to legit or a bit. So, Haykill, are you game to be the detective and guess mine and Aaron's stories if they're true or false, or both true or both false?
Wait, do you know
yeah,
what legit or a bit is?
I'll be the sexy detective.
Oh,
Okay, so my story is now. Obviously, I've got to tell the whole story because I did it with Edbound, and he just said true or false straight away. So that, I mean, you can do that if you want, but it makes it really boring.
Wait, so I get no say in whether this is legit or not.
I'd rather like because when we've done it with Liam, me and Ben have told a story, and then Liam's guessed both of them.
All right, okay. Nice.
I mean, I'll write down. Oh no, right. I'll put on my phone what I would have gone for your story, and then you can put down what you would have gone for, and then lift it up what you would have gone for. So,
All right.
but yeah, I'll tell my story first. Then, so I went to three different McDonald's for an interview. So, this is what happened, right? I went to the first one, and they said, no, you're at the wrong place. And then there was two at this shopping centre. So I got in there, and I thought, all right, fast food places still open, aren't they? I got in, and then I was like, oh, man, it's shut. So it must be the other one. So I got out and got all the way there, and they said, yeah, you're too late. And I was like, oh, damn. And then I went home. So, do you want to tell yours, Aaron, then? Or have you got any questions, Haykill?
Questions about what? Your boring little bloody job interview.
Yeah.
Did you see any fit birds?
Yeah. Not in the closed place because no one was in there.
All right. I'm right. Aaron, tell us your story, you naughty boy.
Yeah, Aaron. Go for it.
Okay. So I'm just trying to. Okay, so I was not too far from my house. James knows where I live. I'm not going to say where I live for obvious reasons. But so walking up the shops, I needed some stuff. So went in, as you do, went into a normal shop, like a normal corner shop, went in. I took one step inside, and there was this lady going, out, 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 get out. And she ran around the shop, go, oh, there's no more than one in here. Ran around the shop. I took a step outside, and then the cashier sent this lady down, let me in, and then I got in the queue first, and then I walked down. That's mine.
All right, wait. So both of your stories could be true. Both of them could be false. One could be false. One of them can be true. One of them could be true. One of them, it could be false.
Yeah, you've got it, bro. Bang on the money.
Yeah.
All right. So, James, your story was false, and Aaron's story was true.
Aaron?
Mine was true.
Oh, you got it, Haykill. Fair play, mate.
Because Aaron, something similar happened to me today.
Oh, bad timing on my end.